think that students coming from the north or from the communities have a hard time adjusting to the college because perhaps they don't plan what to expect here. You have to plan pretty much your life. You have to manage time, and you have to really consider what is going to be expected of you as a student. You have to look after your academic life within the college and within your program or whatever courses you're taking, and you have to manage your home life. And sometimes those issues are huge for some students because I don't think they realize that. They're just happy to get here and happy to attend Yukon College. And sometimes I think that they might not be able to cope with issues that pop up. They might not realize where the supports are out there, or they themselves might not be there to deal with issues that come up.
I think too, if students are able to really anticipate in advance what to expect, like if they have children, some maybe at daycare level or still in, or other older children might be in public schools. So there's lots of things to think of. If you're in residence, for example, if you're in residence, you might want to think about, is there a school bus that comes to the college? What school would you put your child in? Takini Elementary School is probably a good example of where you'd want to put them or apply to have your child put into the college daycare, because sometimes students can get spread pretty thin if they put their child in the wrong school. So they might have to travel all the way across town in the morning to get their kids into school and then travel all the way back up to the college, and that's difficult for students from rural communities if they don't have transportation and they're relying on Whitehorse Transit. And I think also another aspect that they really have to take into consideration is budgeting, and knowing that when you're living off of student funding, you get stretched pretty thin, and that you have to really be able to budget your money well, and so that at the end, for the last 2 weeks or whatever of the month, you don't have to look at an empty fridge every day, and because that's really difficult. I mean, that's a reality that we see amongst our students, that at the end of the month they get often they don't have any food in their fridge, and it's pretty difficult for them.
I think just picking up on that, I've had a student come to me in the morning one day, and she hadn't eaten for 3 days. And this student was like from a community, and she was just afraid to ask and just afraid to tell us that, I'm broke, I have no money, or my check didn't come in. Often when they get their checks, if they're paper checks, they have to sit in the bank for a few days before the bank will cash them or release the money. So that's where this student found herself in trouble. She had no money, she hadn't eaten, and then she neglected to tell anyone because she felt foolish probably. So, we set into motion, panicked, and helped her. But it's all of these types of things that when you come from the north, or from a community, you might be a little bit shy to speak up. And that's important when you transition from living in a community to coming to the college. You are your own voice. And I've seen students so shy that they might walk through that cafeteria and be too shy to stop and get in the lineup and buy their lunch or buy their food. And, they don't want to take what we have to offer. We do have food, and sometimes, I'll even share my lunch because I know that they're too shy. But they have to think of these things that, in the communities we're so isolated, and when you come out here to the college, to Whitehorse, it is a big centre for them, and they have to learn new skills to cope and to be comfortable here. And one of them, the biggest skill, is just communicating and not being shy to have your needs met. Often in the community, the parents probably look after them, or auntie or grandma. If there's not soup cooking at your house, often if you go knock on someone's door, you're going to be welcomed in with a fresh plate of bannock and some soup. Here it's different. There's nobody that's there to do that.